Let's go. Everybody in the house tonight. My section is high, but the highest to be at night. Hello and welcome to the Kearney Math Show. Thank you all for tuning in today. On today's episode, we are going to be featuring Unit 9, in which we're talking about volume of prisms. So before we get started, if you will take a moment and write entry number 1 at the top of your mini lesson and read today's learning goal. So this is entry number 1, and go ahead and read today's learning goal. Okay, so today's learning goal is you're going to be able to find the volume of prisms, okay? And so something that's really important that we need to talk about is the difference between a prism and a pyramid. Many of us picture what a pyramid looks like. We know that a pyramid has that one base and all the sides come up to a point. A prism is a little bit different because a prism has one base, and that base is being continued throughout the entire prism. It looks like the same shape is being repeated throughout the entire prism. So if I were to slice the prism in half and open it up, I would see that the shape of the base, okay? So that's super important for us to know today. So first of all, let's talk about what is volume. Okay, before we got to this unit, we talked about 2D figures, and we talked about area. And you can find the area of 2D figures, but now we're getting into 3D figures. So now we're going to be talking about volume. And volume is the amount of cubic units inside a figure. So the amount of cubic units inside a figure. Where do you think you would need to find the volume in the real world? When would you need to be filling something up? That's right, maybe filling up a pool. Okay, that's one idea. So real world would be maybe filling a pool. Okay, and really we can talk about more when you come to mind, but anytime you're filling the inside of a 3D shape up. Okay, in order to find the volume of these prisms, we're going to be using one formula today. And I know when you were in 6th grade and probably 5th grade, you learned the formula length times width times height. And yes, that is correct if you are dealing with a rectangular prism. But now that we're in 7th grade, we're going to be looking at a lot of different types of prisms. And so length times width times height is not going to work for all of them. So I'm going to give you a formula that works for every single prism. And this is what it is. Okay? So the formula is volume of a prism is big B times H. Big B times H. You heard me right. Big B times H. Now let's talk about what big B is. Big B is the area of the base. So first you're going to find the area of the base. And remember we said the base is the shape that's being repeated throughout the entire figure. So why don't we come up here and make a little note that the base is the shape that is being repeated. Okay, so big B times H. Big B is the area of the base, and H is exactly what you guys think it is. H is the height. So H is the height. Okay, so we're going to use this formula in order to help us find the area of some of these bases. Okay, so let's come over to, let's do that trapezoid one. together. Okay? So we're here on the trapezoid problem. Remember, the prism is whatever shape is being repeated. So what shape do you see is being repeated throughout that entire figure? Like, what shape is just continually being repeated? That's right, it's a trapezoid. So that's the first thing you want to figure out is what is the base? So why don't we write here, the base is a trapezoid. So first we want to find the area of the base. So can you help me remember the formula for area of a trapezoid? Okay, formula for area of a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. So if we were to look at that trapezoid, what two bases, just look at that front shape, just that front trapezoid. What are your two bases of that trapezoid? That's right, 14 and 8. So we're going to do base 1 plus base 2. So that's 14 plus 8. And then we're going to do times the height. What is the height of your trapezoid? That's right, so times 4. And then base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2. So if you grab your calculator and put that in, you're going to do base 1, 14, plus base 2, 8, times the height, which we said was 4, and then divide by 2, and I get, let's see, 14 plus 8 times 4 divided by 2, and I get the area of that trapezoid to be 44. So the area of my trapezoid is 44 centimeters squared because it's area. Now, the next thing, remember the formula for a volume of a prism, if we go back to the top, it's big B times H. So we've just found the area of the base. So now we have to ask ourselves, if I were pouring in layers into this shape, and that first layer was a trapezoid, I want to know how many layers would I have to stack, how many trapezoids would I have to stack up behind each other until I got to the back of this prism. And if you look, you see that right there? That is how many layers we would have to stack up, because our first one would be in the front. We just found that. That was 44. And then we'd have to put another 44, another 44, another 44. How many of those would I have to stack up until I got to the very back? So I'm going to look at my height on the whole thing, which is 10. So now if I've got my first layer is 44, and I've got 10 layers, I'm going to do 44 times 10. And I get that my volume would be 440 centimeters cubed. Okay? So, just to recap what we did big B times H. Okay, so we found the area of the base. We said the base was a trapezoid. So we found the area of this front shape right here. You see my cursor? And then we asked ourselves, well, how many of those big B's would I need to stack up until I filled up my trapezoid? And that would be 10. So my height was 10. So big B is 44 times my height, which is 10. So 44 times 10 is 440. So what I want you to do is I want you to come over here to this first one right here. This one right here. And I want you to try that one. Okay, so figure out what's your base. How would you find the area of that base? Figure out how tall that prism is, and then find your volume. Okay, and be ready to share that one with me when you come to my station. All right, good luck, guys. If you have any questions, go back and rewatch the video or write down your questions, and you can ask me when you come to my station. Good luck. Take your time. Make me proud. Peace out, Rainbow Trout. Love you, mean it.